Hey there, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Bugs Attacks. This is Bugs Arrhenius from Bugs Attacks. So today, I'm gonna be teaching you how to install Kali Linux, but I'm gonna be teaching you two ways. As you know, I like mooring two stones with one bird. I'll teach you how to install Kali Linux. Using USB. You have to write it on the USB first, and then you install it on the computer. And then the second one, I'll show you how to install it on VirtualBox machine. So yeah, just like I said, it will be mooring two stones with one bird. What else? Okay, so the first thing that you are gonna have to do is open your browser. You can open any browser that you like, any browser of your choice. So you open browser, then the first thing that you're going to download, let's start by Rufus. So let's say Rufus download. So Rufus is a software that helps you write. It helps you write your what do you call this? Your operating system inside a USB. You cannot just download an operating system, an ISO image. You cannot just download it and then copy it and write it to a disk. So you have to download Rufus. As you can see how I'm downloading it, you can download any from Rufus Portable or just Rufus. So it will help you write your ISO image into a USB or a disk, and then you can install from there. So the next thing you're going to do is download the Kali Linux ISO image. So you have to search Kali Linux latest version, or you can just download any version of Kali Linux as long as it suits you, or as long as you're fine with it. So we'll go to Kali Linux, and then we'll look for the kali.org website. The link is there, as you can see. Get Kali. So we have a lot of ISO images, virtual machines, bare metal, ARM, live booting. Some of them for the mobile. So fortunately, you can download, what do you call this? You can download Kali Linux and use it on your mobile phone, any mobile phone, as long as it is compatible with Kali Linux. So live boot, we don't have to use live boot. You can use it. You can, like that one, you can access Kali Linux anytime. If you can download live boot and write it to your disk or USB, you can log into Kali Linux anytime in any computer. You just do it live same time, and then do whatever you want to do, and then out. So what we're going to choose here is bare metal. We'll go to bare metal. Then bare metal, we go to the installer. There's a weekly installer. There's this one called everything. There's net installer. So we're going to take the installer. Make sure you download the correct one, the installer. Then click on the download icon. Then save the file. In my case, I've already saved it. So you can save it, and then after then you can just exit. So when you're done with everything, when you're done downloading Rufus and Kali Linux image, you will go to your downloads or wherever you have saved your download, and then open Rufus. Make sure to open Rufus. Okay, now you can see I have Kali Linux ISO image. It's saved. Close. Let's open Rufus now. Rufus. I will click on open. So it's open. So if you can check on top there, I have a USB device. So you must have a USB device which is more than 8 gig, about 8 gig and more. So here you will come and select. Here on select, you're selecting the operating system that you are going to boot, that you're going to write on the USB. So you select and then go to Kali. Then it's scanning the image, and then it's done. So the rest, you can click on that tick there just to scan your image more, but as for now, we can choose GPT or MBR. GPT and MBR, they're different because MBR supports even older versions of almost all the operating system, and then GPT is usually for new versions of operating system. So you can go with any as long as it will be fine for your PCs. It can give you an error or something depending on your PC. So let me just choose GPT for this case, and then these ones you can just say okay everything here. You can just say okay or read first and then understand. Then I can wait for it to load. Then it's done. But then as you can see, I came back to write the image again because I tried installing it. It gave me an error because I chose GPT. So now I'm choosing MBR. So just note, if it gives you an error or it gives you problems because you chose GPT, go back and choose MBR, then start it again. Then there we go. Now we can just switch off our machine. We can switch off our PC, shut it down. Then you will have to boot. You put in your USB and then you switch it on, then boot. Most PCs they go to the booting manager using F12. So mine goes there using F9. F12 is for network booting. So as you can see, once I click the F9, the booting function on my PC, F9 frequently, so it gives me the image installation, whatever. So here we go, installing. You can choose install, graphical install. I don't really understand it, but then you can choose it if you do understand those graphical what. But then for now we can choose install. Let's go with install. The rest, advanced options, help, you can just try and research what they do. They are not important for now. So you will let it do the things, and then there you go. Now it's showing you you can choose your language, you can choose your keyboard layout, you can choose your region, a lot of things. So yeah, it's the same thing as when you are doing it in VirtualBox. So now I'm gonna switch to VirtualBox, straight to VirtualBox, and then I will show you from VirtualBox. I'll show you from scratch in VirtualBox, but then whenever it gets to that point where you're choosing your language and regions, it's the same procedure whether you are installing in VirtualBox or just straight to PC using a USB. So in VirtualBox you don't really need a USB to install this thing, you just need the ISO image. So as you saw what I did there, you can choose your memory size. You can just read some of the things in order to understand what they're saying. Because myself, I've crammed them, some of them. I just know what to do here. So here, let me put maybe about 3 gigs of RAM. Then we'll click next. Next. Then here, let's choose create virtual disk. I don't know. Let's choose the middle one. Because we're dealing with VirtualBox here. So create. Now let's choose the first one. Next, and then dynamically allocated or fixed size. Then my space. Let me take maybe 80 something gigabytes of space, of memory, of storage, whatever you can call it. So now we go to create, then create the things, do the things, then we go to settings. If you watched the video where I was installing Windows in VirtualBox, I'm sure now you know how to do this. So you go to bidirectional in order to copy and paste in both machines. If you're using Windows, you can copy from Kali to Windows and Windows to Kali. So So you just choose bi-directional in both of them, those ones. And then as for these other ones, you can play with them if you know what you're doing here. If you know what you're doing, you can just play with them. So some of the things I'm gonna leave them just like that. And then here in display, if you increase the video memory, your PC can work fast. So you can just check what happens there. They're not necessary here. So for now, let me go choose the disk image. So click on empty, then click on that disk there. On your right side, choose a disk file, then go to Kali Linux. So there we go, Kali Linux 2021.4 amd.iso. So now okay, let's go down, let's check other things we can do. Okay, in USB you can just choose USB 1. I think it's more safer. Sometimes it usually gave me errors when I chose 2 and 3, so I usually choose 1. So you can also go with 1. And then after you are done with everything, you can click on OK. Then you can what do they call this, you can start your machine. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, then you can start your machine. There you go, it's loading. There you go. As you can remember, there was install and graphical install auto when we were trying to install there. So as I told you, it's kind of the same thing. And like it's the same thing, everything is just the same. It's just that the only difference is that you are using VirtualBox and the other one you are installing straight to the computer. So we'll choose install, then go straight to, it will take you to choosing language, keyboard layout, and the region. As I said, it's the same thing, so we're gonna continue from doing it in the VirtualBox. It's gonna be the same as doing it that side also. So here you can just follow everything that I'm doing here. Some of them I'll try and explain them as fast as I can. Let me speed up some processes here. And then here, when it comes to here, you have to choose, you have to give your machine a name. You have to give your a username for your computer. So let me write my username and then go forward. To ask for some other things also, password, full names, all those kind of things. So okay, let me write this one, Arahona. That's my name, by the way. Okay, then you go password. The password, you do any password you want, any password, it's up to you. Don't copy mine even if you see it. So as you can check under the password tab there, there's an option which says show password. If you click on it, you can see the password. I'll show you, as you can see while I'm typing. But then if I don't click on it, it shows asterisk. So it's up to you, that one. But then for this case, I'll put it to not showing. So then we can continue and confirm the password, then continue. Then here you are choosing, if you have some knowledge with Linux, of installing Linux, you can choose manual. But then if you know nothing, if it's your first time, just choose the first one. I usually choose the first one because it's not really complicated. The other one will make your life complicated, but then if you do a research about it and read about that, you can understand that. So there you can choose your hard drive or whatever, disk, whatever. And then here you can choose stick. So then here you can just save everything, save all the changes, and then continue. Then save everything as it is, then continue. then I can choose that one. Then here, this is one of the best parts. So you can leave all the marked ones marked, and then you can just add others if you want to add the KDE, GNOME, and what is there. They're just desktop environment. They kind of, the way you see your user interface, the way you see your desktop, the way you see your things in your Kali Linux machine. Yeah, it's because of GNOME and XFCE. So here you can just make sure you have all the top 10s and these other ones, and like just have all the required, and then the rest, it's up to you if you want to download them or not. Yeah, but then these other ones are required, and then we'll go with the default desktop environment, which is XFCE. So let's continue. Now I'll choose this one. Okay. Just follow all the steps I'm doing. Some of the things I won't explain why I'm choosing them. I just know it has to be done like that. So you can just follow all the procedures that I'm doing here. And then wait for it. Then here you can just choose this one. Yeah. So let's continue. Just choose this one. Okay, there we go. Now we're done installing everything. So now we can boot into the machine, the Kali Linux machine. As you can see, the Kali Dragon. So congrats, you're done. We're done. We're done. So wait for it to load just a little bit. You can close these other things, the notifications up there. You can close them if you don't want them. They're just giving you tips and whatever. So let it load. There you go. Here it wants the username and password. So if you can remember your username, mine was Arahone, so make sure you do remember your username, and then my password, and then I'm in. Let's see, then I'm in. There we go. Congratulations, you have installed Kali Linux in your computer or VirtualBox machine or whatever. There you go. You can see everything is there. As you can see, there's the terminal, there's Firefox. You can even open the terminal and do whatever you want to do in there. It's your machine, you're in. So there you go, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and comment for more content. If you have any suggestion, please comment on the comment section. Suggest anything, suggest any tutorial that you would like me to do. Thank you very much.